Hi, welcome to 40 something and fabulous with Penny. Very soon going to be 50 something and fabulous, which I am thinking about changing my YouTube channel name. Still thinking on that, but I kind of feel like I have to because I won't be 40 something anymore next month. So I'm actually, first of all, thanks for joining. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. Hit that notification bell so when I upload new videos, you're notified. Today I'm gonna do, this is the first day in a series of, my cat's a little psycho right now. Today is the first day in a series called Mani Monday. Every other Monday I'm going to be doing my nails, and that includes soaking off, which that part will be done and just posted on YouTube. So at the beginning of the manicure video, the manicure video will be done separately and it will be live on Facebook. So if I'm talking to people and you're kind of not understanding or whatever, that's why, because I'm live on Facebook. I swear I don't know what she's gotten into. Maybe some catnip somewhere on one of her toys. She just gets the zoomies every now and then, so just disregard her. If nothing else, she's entertainment. So I started this soak off at 12:35 p.m. and I've already gotten almost all the color off. It is currently 12:38. So in 3 minutes, the color, most of this hand is French. This is the only one with color. So as you can see, and I actually forgot to file off my top layer. It's not necessary. It helps to speed up the process for sure, because you're taking that shiny layer off, but I completely forgot. So I just stuck my nails right in without doing anything to them, mainly because I have a time frame here for going live to do my nails. This is actually hot raw rice in a bowl with nothing in it but rice, and then microwaved. I did mine for 1.5 minutes. You'll have to find the right temperature for you and your microwave. And then I took 2 freezer bags. I used 2 freezer Ziploc bags this time because last time I just used 1, and the acetone, along with the motion of me digging in the rice to kind of work against that dip powder, actually ate a hole in the bag and ruined my rice. So this time I did 2 baggies. I have a paper towel, just a plain paper towel. It's one of the Viva Choose a Size cloth-like paper towels, my favorites, and that's what I put in the bag. That kind of also creates a little bit of friction against the color, like that's why I'm rubbing my hands around. And then I poured in just a little bit of the acetone. I'm actually using the Onyx Professional Nail Polish Remover, 100% acetone. The reason I'm doing that, I prefer the blue kind. They're both in clear bottles, and this one I'm using today, the 100% acetone, is clear liquid. The other bottle is a milky see-through as well, same type bottle, same look, but it also says Onyx Professional Nail Polish Remover, 100% pure acetone, but it's blue. The color of the liquid inside is a pretty blue color. And what that has in it is a little bit of coconut oil and I think grapeseed oil. I'm not sure. The bottle isn't close enough for me to grab, but it's good because it moisturizes your skin. Whereas the pure acetone, the clear stuff that I'm using right now, it's very drying because it's only acetone. There's no soothing oils in it or anything like that. So, and the reason for that is Onyx, the manufacturer of these items here, they recently added water to the blue formula, and it actually didn't soak off the nails as quickly. So they got a lot of complaints about that, about it not doing as good as it did before. And so they reformulated it again and took the water out. Well, I'm doing Walmart pickup right now for my groceries instead of going to the stores, and I bought 2 bottles of it, but the old stock is still on the shelf. So the bottles that I bought actually have the water in them. So I'm not using those. That's why I'm using the clear stuff, 100% acetone, also by Onyx, because it's just acetone. There's nothing else in there. but my preferred is the blue. Just look that the second ingredient is not aqua, okay? If you're in the store and you're shopping for it, make sure that second ingredient is not aqua. It doesn't work as well. It works, but it took about 30 to 40 minutes to get all of the dip powder off of my nails and be ready for a manicure. So, which still isn't bad, because I remember back in the old days to get acrylic off, it would take about an hour for me to soak it off. But I didn't know about any tips or tricks. It was just in straight acetone, cold right out of the container. So with the hot rice, it speeds up the process. And there's still a little bit. So I'm gonna soak a little while longer. But right now we're at 12:42, so it's not even been 10 minutes yet. So I am super stoked about that. It goes so much faster. My rice is already pretty cool. You can go warmer, like you can microwave it longer, but you just gotta watch for like hot pockets in there and stuff that's gonna burn your skin, because you can feel it burning like right through your nail if it's too hot. So just be careful with that. Okay. I think I'm good enough. Let's check it out and see. I'm gonna set this all aside. I'm actually just going to, it didn't eat through my bag this time. I was digging around pretty aggressively in the rice the first time though, so that could be why it ate through. Don't jump up here. I don't have my water pistol to chase her away with either. So another reason I'm glad that today is soak off day is because I have broken this nail all the way down into the quick. So I'm gonna have to be really careful with this nail and try to repair it. So I've got just a little bit of product left on my nails. That's what I'm doing now, is filing that away. I did a layer of clear underneath my color last time. So, filing that last bit away. I have to be very careful because my nails are super, super paper thin. And very easy to break. So I have to be very deliberate with my process here. My nails have always been paper thin, like even before I ever did artificial nails of any kind or whatever. I've just always had super thin nails, and that made me into a nail biter, because if they grew out at all, they were very easy to tear and rip, and then they would be jagged on the ends. So I've always been a nail biter because of that. So I'm trying to get away from, you know, in trying to get away from not having pretty nails, I started going to the nail shop when I became an adult and had a job and all that good stuff. And I love having long nails, and I've tried all kinds of, stop eating whatever you're eating. Hey, stop. Get down, get down, get down, get down, get down. She's not listening today. I've tried extra protein. I've tried biotin. I've tried all the tips and tricks. I tried nail biter, the bitter stuff to keep your hands out of your mouth. That just helped me quit sticking them in my mouth, but it didn't help with when they would grow out the least little bit. They were paper thin and would tear and rip super easy. And when they're in water, like showering or taking a bath or washing dishes or any of that, it makes them even more like paper, like almost like saran wrap. They're so super thin. It's just the way my nails are, unfortunately. So to have pretty nails, I've had to go to the nail shop, because even like gel polish and shellac, when it came out, none of those worked for me because my nails were so super thin. trying to get this layer of clear off without having to file it all. Let's see, where's my nippers? So this journey has actually been pretty interesting. Like I say, over the years, I've tried all kinds of products from the store and everything, and nothing ever worked. Fake nails don't stay on me very long. I'm thinking now that it's because my nail beds are so oily. I have oily skin, oily hair, and therefore oily nail beds. And nothing has, things don't adhere to my nails like they do some people's. And I've just never been able to do shellac and gel, both, neither one gave me the strength I needed. I've always had to do acrylic. So when the salon shut down early 2020 in our area, nobody was allowed to go to the nail shop at all, or hair salons or anything. And I had to do something. I mean, even buying fake nails from the drugstore, they don't fit my nail beds correctly, so I don't get a good seal. So usually same day they would pop off. Sometimes they might last a day, but not very long at all. So I never really fooled with those a whole lot for that reason. Like I said, gel and shellac didn't give me the strength I needed, so it was only acrylic that would work. And so that had me going to the nail shop for the better part of 20 years. I know I started getting my nails done in the late 90s, but I don't think I really did it on a regular basis until around 2000. That's when I really started going, or maybe 99, because I remember at this particular job that I was at, I started in 99, and my nails pretty much were always done. So I've always loved having pretty nails. And so, you know, it was just one of those things that I always allowed for. I did go through periods of time where I didn't get my nails done for one reason or another. Like when I broke my leg in early 19, I didn't go to the nail shop. I only went where I had to go because it was just very inconvenient to go anywhere. And while I was pregnant, I didn't get my nails done. And of course, when my son was little, I didn't get my nails done because, well, who has the time when you're taking care of an infant in the first place? Like, just a trip to the grocery store alone was a luxury. So, you know, I certainly didn't, and I wouldn't want to take him there. Even though he was a very good baby, like, I wouldn't want him breathing in those fumes while I was there. So I just didn't get them done when I was pregnant, or, you know, when he was small. But as he got a little bit older and would stay with his grandparents, I would go back to doing some of that kind of stuff. And of course, you know, weekends when my husband was home and stuff like that, I could go. But it's just not practical with a baby. So there was probably a large part of his really young years that I didn't get them done. But you can't beat this. I mean, it has been 24 minutes since I started soaking off, and I'm already filing most of it down. So that is awesome. So I'm going to sign off now. We'll be back when we're ready to start prepping, which is going to be about 10 minutes. And I'll do some of that prep live as well. Okay, thanks. Back in a bit. Okay, let's try this again. Dean, I'm pretty sure she's already crying.
You want me to let her out?
If she's going to be up there crying, yeah, she needs to be let out.
All right, I'll let her out. She's not by the door.
Oh, if she's not crying, don't worry about it. I just thought I heard her. I don't know for sure. Okay, let's try it again. That was a bit of a mess up the first time around.
She's fine.
Okay, so as I was saying, I'm glad today I plan to do this because I actually cracked this nail all the way down into the quick, and somehow I managed not to rip it off yesterday. It was cracked all day yesterday. And after I soaked it off, I realized it's all the way down into the quick. So I think I'm going to do a little bit extra on this nail to repair it a little bit. But I'll talk more about it when I get to it. I'm just filing right now. I'm filing the surface of my nails. And then we'll go into the nail prep. Say hey when you join me, because for some reason it ain't showing. And tell me, am I on my timeline or am I in that event? Because I don't think it's sending out notifications as quickly as it usually does, and the screen looks different. So I'm not sure if they've just updated Facebook Live since the last time I was live, or if I'm in the wrong place. Let me know. So I did the soak off today, and I forgot to file my shiny layer off. And it took approximately 8 minutes to get almost all of it completely off. It was pretty amazing. And that was, this time I used the Onyx 100% acetone remover, the clear kind. This is the kind without the grapeseed oil and I think it's coconut oil. I think those are the two oils in it. That's for moisturizing your skin and your nail bed and stuff. The blue kind is what I usually use, but they added water to the formula and it didn't work as well. So a bunch of people complained and they reformulated it again. So I bought some the other day on my Walmart pickup order, and the stock that was at that Walmart was still the kind with the water in it. So I'm using the clear one for now. And I'm almost ready to start with my primer. I'm just getting the surface of my nails lightly filed. This is the 100-180 grit file, but it's not a brand new one. A brand new one would be really harsh on your nail bed. Even if you have thicker nails, I wouldn't recommend you doing a brand new one. Rough it up a little bit or something, or use an older one if you're filing on your natural nail with this file, because they are so coarse, and that's really not good for your nails. You can also use the buffing block. This is the rougher side, this is the finer side, but it takes a lot longer to prep using that. Hey girl, thanks for joining. I had to put my glasses on so I could see, because I couldn't tell who that was. Did you get a notification? Facebook Live looks a little bit different for me from the last time I was live. And at first I started the video and then I had to stop it because I wasn't sure if I was on my personal timeline or if I was in that event. I did not want to be in the event. So I stopped it, and then I started it again, and it looks the same. So they may have just made some changes to it. I don't know. But let me know if you got a notification. You did get a notification. Okay, that's good. I was saying earlier before anybody hopped on that I actually had a crack. I did the pink, and I've already soaked it off. It took me about 8 minutes to get almost all of it completely off. I'm going to actually pin that to the beginning of this video and post to YouTube. So the whole thing will be on YouTube. But I didn't want to waste time soaking off on Facebook Live because it takes forever, and you know, if you've seen that once, you've seen it, you know, once. You don't need to see it like every time because it's kind of boring, but it went fast. I was very impressed. So I think the color that I'm doing today, I think it's what I have sitting on my table. My husband wanted me to do ruby red slippers, which is a really pretty glitter. However, just doing ruby red slippers is too much glitter for me, believe it or not. So I actually like the way that it looks with Frankly I Don't Give a Damn as the base, and then just sprinkle a little bit, like maybe with the waterfall method, sprinkle some ruby red slippers over it. So that looks really good together. Hey girl, thanks for joining. Say hey when you join. I'm just prepping my nails. I'm getting ready to, or I'm just filing my nails. I'm getting ready to start the actual prep. And I was talking about what color I was doing. Ruby Red Slippers is a glitter. You really can't tell that well in the jars. And then Frankly I Don't Give a Damn. I'm doing Frankly I Don't Give a Damn as the base, and then I'm sprinkling a little bit of the Ruby Red Slippers over the top to give it the pretty glitter look, but it's just not as glittery. And I may do my ring fingers just Ruby Red Slippers by itself. So I think I like that. Okay, so I'm gonna push my cuticles back, and I really want to see what I'm doing. So I got pink dip powder on that. Let me clean that off. I'm gonna push my cuticles back, and then I'm gonna work on that invisible cuticle. Again, let me say that with the invisible cuticle, I'd never really heard that term before, but a lot of people with Dipsy Dip, a lot of consultants had problems with lifting. So as time went on, and I did too at first, as time went on, you know, we learned about the invisible cuticle. It's basically almost, I describe it like exfoliating your skin. You know, you take an exfoliator and you're rubbing your skin and you're seeing like the dead skin flake off. It's kind of the same thing. And at first I was like, ooh, I'm scraping a ton of my nail off, but no, it's not. It's like dead cells, which I know your nails are like dead anyway, but it actually gives you a nice, really clean surface. And I don't know if it's because I have oily skin or if it's just something to do with my body chemistry or what, but it actually enables my nails to last a lot longer. When I first started doing my nails, they would last between like 7 and 10 days, maybe 12 to 13 on a good time. But when I scraped away that invisible cuticle, I got 34 days out of my first set. So that to me was a major, major game changer. Okay, just making sure we didn't have any people asking questions. Okay, so I'm gonna actually, I pushed my cuticles back. I'm actually going to scrape all the way around. She's crying, Dean. That's definitely her this time. Go ahead, can you hear me? Dean. She's crying. It's definitely her this time. Go let her out. I thought you said you were going to leave the door open.
And I decided to lock her in there because she came out and went nuts.
Oh, well, it's fine. If she's a little nutty, that's okay.
Okay. It's all right, Buffett. I'm in.
We'll just tell the watchers that she's not usually like that. You think they'll believe us? Okay, so I'm just scraping the surface of that nail. Honestly, I would have done this off camera, but I managed to soak them off. I was actually going to soak off early, and then I was going to do a layer of clear just to hold me until I was ready to sit down and do my nails, and I ran out of time altogether. Fortunately, I was able to soak them off camera, but the prep, I didn't get around to that because it was time to go live. And she's acting a little crazy, which she has spells of that, but she's not normally always crazy, so I don't know why she's crazy right now. She usually gets crazy at night, more so than during the day. She runs around like a nut. And she'll fluff her tail up at you. Hey, girl, hey. Thanks for joining. I'm, sorry. I swear she's not normally like this. Muffin, what's wrong with you? So I was saying with the rice soak-off method, it took about 8 minutes to get almost all the dip off of my fingernails. I'm actually going to paste that video to the front of this one and post on YouTube later on my channel. And so anybody that wants to go back and watch it, they can. I give you the exact times and stuff so you know how long it took. And that was using the Onyx 100% acetone, the clear one, because the other one that I have has water in it and it doesn't work as fast. So I'm thankful that I used something that went super fast. Otherwise, I'd have been doing some soak off on camera too. Or I would have been late, one or the other. Also, I have a war injury, I guess. My dip got cracked all the way across and it went all the way down through my natural nail. And I can feel it like tugging on my nail bed. So I'm probably going to do a little bit of repair on this one to reinforce it a little bit. And the color I decided to go with, I'm doing Frankly I Don't Give a Damn with some Ruby Red Slippers drizzled over the top to give the glitter effect without it being too glittery. I think that Ruby Red Slippers by itself is pretty glittery, and I may do just Ruby Red Slippers on my ring fingers. I haven't decided yet. Muffin, stop. told Dean, I said, my watchers love watching her anyway, so it'll be fine. She likes to run in here and jump up on my chair. I'm hoping she'll do that in a second. She runs in here and runs up my chair, and she's probably ruining my chair. It's a brand new desk chair. She's probably like putting claw marks all in it. It's just a cheapy one from Walmart though. Hey Daddy. I hope my nails will meet your satisfaction today. I'm thinking they will. I'll show you my color in just a few minutes. I'm scraping off my invisible cuticle. I know this is boring, but it's part of the nail prep, and some people are learning as we go. Oh, by the way, I figured out some tips that I want to share. For those of you who, like me, have a pretty extensive collection and multiples, not naming any names or anything, but something I noticed. I have a clear that I've used for quite a while. It's down to the very bottom pretty much. And the other day I was looking at it, I was doing my French, you know, and I went to do clear on top. There is all kinds of lint and glitter. I don't know if you can see that. There's all kinds of goodies in there. And I was like, ooh, okay, I need a clear just for French and really super light colors, right? With no glitters. And so this one, I've used it a couple of times, but it's nice and clean. So what I would recommend is either one, pouring into another container and then doing the scoop method and scooping your clear over and like pressing it down, or just fish out all of the lint or glitter or whatever you have in there each time that you use it, so you don't end up with a whole bunch with all this crap in it. So have a clear with a G on it for glitters. That's smart. Smart, smart. I need to do the same thing. I've really got to get my setup organized here. I'm not organized yet. I want to get, I use a nail polish rack on the wall, part of a nail polish rack. It's actually a 3-piece set, and the biggest set has my oils on it, and then I have another smaller set that's up, or another smaller piece of it that's upstairs that has oils in the bedroom, in my bedroom, and then I've got this the other small piece with my nail dip powders in it. But I need to buy another one so that I have an oil rack for Dean's room, a small one, and then I have the other 2 pieces to go on this wall for my dip powders because I'm that out of control, and my liquids. I was going to use it for my powders and my liquids. Muffin. Muffin, get out of my stuff. So, Daddy, what color should I do? Have you already napped today, or do you still have a nap coming? Okay, I'm going to speed up here because I tend to just like sit and like be in relaxed mode, chit-chatting. I'm sure y'all don't want to sit here and watch me scrape my nails for 15, 20 minutes. So I'm going to kind of speed up a bit. It's really hard to do my left hand. And again, I'm scraping away that invisible cuticle because that gives me really good adherence of the liquids and powders. And my record is 34 days with the same set, which is super cool. And no lifting. Actually, the day that I soaked them off, I had 3 start lifting that morning of the 34th day. So I soaked them off and did a full new set. But shoot, as cheap as this ends up being per manicure, it's less than $3, but closer to $2. I don't know the exact number, so I always say less than $3. I mean, you can change it every week if you want. I still have a ton of colors I've never even used. I loved that pink, that Flirty Flamingo. Oh, tips about that. The consistency of that powder for that color. Some of our colors, the intensity of the color demands that there be more pigments and mica and things like that to make the color. And in turn, that makes the dip powder a little different. I actually ended up with a lot of bumps because of that. That's the only thing I can think of, because it didn't come out bumpy. I'm like, I don't have that problem with other colors. It was just that color. So I'm thinking either, well, and I stirred it 3 different times. So I don't think it was that it wasn't stirred well. I think it was the consistency of the powder itself. It came out pretty bumpy. So that last layer that I did, I had to do a lot of filing. I went ahead and activated it and everything, and then I filed it down, and then I did base coat again and dipped again in the powder. And that actually worked out really well, but that's something to know, that you might need to work on certain colors a little more than others because of the consistency of the powder. I've just tried the new triangle. I used it briefly one day, and then I went back to this one. I need to find what I did with it and actually give it a real try. Okay, so this is good enough right now. I don't even think I pushed these cuticles back. I think I scraped without. When I talk, I get very distracted very easily, so there's no telling. And some of my nails are a little shorter than others. One of the challenges I have is shaping my nails. I'm better at it now than I was, for sure, but they don't always come out shaped exactly like I like. And sometimes some are shaped differently than others. So that's what I really got to work on, the consistency, and just getting better at that in general. Like, I need work in that area. All right, so we're almost ready for the fun stuff. Let me clean a couple of these up a bit. Oh, and let me say too, when I first got my big kit that came with the flower cuticle oil, I actually sold it to another customer because I have a very sensitive sniffer, and I would use the Cuticle Pen on my nails, the strawberry scented one, because I could stand the smell. I'm just very, like, certain smells really bother me, and fake florals, and I just, for some reason, I thought this was florally. So I sold it. Well, somebody said that, oh my gosh, our flower cuticle oil is bomb, and this, that, and the other. So I'm like, well, I got to order it and try it. So I did. And oh my gosh, it is amazing. And it doesn't smell weird. In fact, it doesn't smell like there's anything artificial in it. I'm not sure if there is, but I can stand it. So if I can stand it, probably 99% of y'all can. But I love it. Love it. It is so moisturizing. And I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I did it the other day when I did my pink nails. So now I'm just doing primer. And primer goes on your natural nails only. If you have tips on, you just do whatever of your natural nail is exposed. And I always do 2 layers because, oh, something else cool. I soaked my nails off, and I don't remember which one was fixed with the coffee filter. Nor can I tell. I was pretty sure it was my thumbnail. I'm pretty sure it's this one, but it stayed on. Like, isn't that cool? Unless I've grown it out enough and then trimmed it off. I don't know. I don't see any evidence of it though, so maybe I trimmed it off. Because I would think that the coffee filter would get kind of icky. I'm sure that's what happened. I think I'm just going to do my right hand today, and then I'm going to sign off and do my left hand. Unless y'all want me to do the whole thing. You tell me. Also, I have a question. I need some advice. Kind of not nail related. Tell me if you want me to stay on and do my left hand. Or if you want a quickie today. The question I have is, my YouTube channel is called 40 something and fabulous. Well, next month I turn 50. So when that occurred to me the other day, right away I was like, oh, I've got to change the name of my channel. And I'm still leaning that way. But what do you guys think? Does anybody know anything about YouTube? Know enough that can give me some perspective and maybe like point out some things I haven't thought of? I don't know. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Just the one hand. You still get the gist of everything with the one hand. Also, I'm going to do clear just on this yeah, I'm going to do clear just on this broken nail. I'm not going to do a whole set of clear. The reason being is because the more you dip with the color, the more intense the color. So I want all of my layers to be red, to get that really intense red without being too thick. So, and because I'm going over with glitter, and it tends to be a little thicker, and then I'll probably do a layer of clear over it. That way, that's why I'm foregoing the clear, but I am going to do this one. Oh, okay. I don't think I knew that your hubby was having to do physical therapy. And since I'm doing red, it doesn't matter that I'm using this clear that has all the mess in it, because I'll be soaking off in 2 weeks anyway. So I'm just really quickly gonna do a layer of clear on this middle nail. I guess my dad signed off. He probably went to nap. Or maybe he just, I don't know, maybe he was just bored. He never said anything though about my color, so. Okay. And I'm just gonna do one layer of it. Okay. Shake this up really well. Oh, you did tell me that. Okay, I remember. I'm sorry. I'm forgetful. My husband probably needs his repaired too. His shoulders are so bad. If it wasn't for oils, he would be in so much pain all the time. I mean, he's in pain anyway, but it's a lot better when he's diligent with his oils and stuff. We got a new cat condo today. I need to go live later and show cat condo and scratching post. She's too big for the scratching post she has now. So I had to get her a new one. Plus it's all scratched up and broken. She tore up one, well, her and I together tore up one of the toys on it.
Are you explaining to them why there's so much noise?
I just told them you were putting her cat condo together.
I am. She seems really interested in all the pieces.
I bet she is.
Like, ooh, what's all this? Oh, now she's playing with a plastic bag.
Okay, I'm doing me a good thin, even layer of base coat. And then going right into my red. Our dip powders, I've never had any of them stain. I've done them with and without clear underneath. I've never had any of them stain my nails or anything. And even though it looks like it's going to stain my finger, it brushes right off. And if it doesn't brush off, it will wash off with no problem. Like, you don't need to scrub a lot. You don't need to do anything crazy.
What is it, my friend? Why are you eating it? Don't eat your condo. Stop it. You're supposed to scratch it, not eat it.
Dean.
What? I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm going to go do one layer on each nail, and that gives my base coat plenty of time to dry. Because I'm wondering with the Flirty Flamingo that I did the other day, maybe that was part of it too. Maybe it didn't have enough time to dry really good, and I went in too soon. I don't know. But I think it was that the powders were too thick. I'm probably going to do red for the next month or so, just because of Valentine's Day. I've got some pretty Valentine stickers on the way. Oh, and the giveaway I'm doing, I may do 3 winners. I don't know. Let's see how things go. But I have a $10 off coupon, and every order for January gets an entry. And also, if you invite friends, I need to work out the details and post the details in a post. If you invite friends to Manny Monday and they tag you in the comments or say, hey, so-and-so invited me, then you get an entry for that as well. I don't remember. I put the details in there. I don't want to say it wrong, but whatever I put on that post in that event, okay? But I'll also post it in the VIP group and probably on my personal timeline as well. If you invite somebody and they come in and say, hey, so-and-so invited me, you'll get an entry for them. They'll get an entry and so will you. But all orders for January, and I'll work out all the rest of the details. But for sure the $10 coupon, and then probably a couple of goodie bags, maybe one goodie bag and maybe a $5 off, which will be like free shipping, which you can actually make that a double whammy. And if your order is over $100, you don't pay shipping anyway, and then you'll get $5 off. So you'll get free shipping and $5 off if it's over $100. So that's kind of cool. Maybe I'll do the tag 3 friends. Do a post on your wall, tag 3 friends. I don't know, I'm thinking out loud here. Tag 3 of your friends, and if they join during a live or the VIP group or anything like that, I don't know, we'll see. Just ignore me, I'm talking to myself. This red is amazing. Oh, by the way, some of our consultants, we don't have a matte top coat, but some of our consultants like matte. And one thing that you can do is either file off your top coat. I would suggest, I've never done it myself, but I would suggest starting with this to see if you could file it and get that matte look. And they go like that, or they get the Sally Hansen gel top coat, matte top coat from like Sally's Beauty Supply or whatever. And that gives you the matte look. I kind of think I like the matte look, but I also really love the shiny look. So, isn't that pretty? I gotta clean up my cuticles a little bit, especially on that finger there. So I'm thinking I'm gonna do 3 coats of this, and then I'm going to do the glitter, like just waterfall it a little bit over the nail. So I'm gonna brush these off. What?
She's hanging on her new scratching post.
Is she?
Like, you know, she jump up on the chair and hang there. She was doing that on the scratching post.
Yeah. Is it tall enough for her? Does it look like she'll be able to pull it over?
What?
Does it look like she'll be able to pull it over?
I don't think so. She's standing like all the way up on her hind legs, and she's not quite reaching the top.
Okay, good. It's going to depend on the base.
It looks whiter.
Okay. We'll look at it later.
It'll be fine.
I ran out of top coat on my brush. Trying not to flood that cuticle. I'm bad about that. I'm already liking this without the clear underneath. Yeah, I love the glossy too. It just looks so pretty. Like I say, I've never done matte before, but it is a little bit intriguing. And knowing that I can run in here and do a quick top coat if I don't like it, I mean, you know. And again, one thing I love about our dip powders and liquids, if for some reason your base coat or your top coat is out of commission and you don't know it and you sit down to do your nails, in a pinch, you can use the base coat as top coat. You can use the top coat as base coat until you can get another one on the way. So I really like that fact. I'm not sure about other dipping systems. I've never used dip powder until this, but that was cool. This one I didn't get all the way over to the edge of the nail. And I've got a big old bump right there. It's weird. I can see better without my glasses, even though they're progressives. I can see better up close without. I guess that's because of my nearsightedness. Covers up imperfections so well. What does? The yeah, that's really bumpy. I'll have to work on that a little bit, but that'll be able to be filed out with no problem. My husband just got his 5-year anniversary letter and catalog in the mail at work, and so he gets to pick out his 5th anniversary gift. So he was talking to me about that. Oh yeah, the top coat. Yes, it does. You're right. Again, I have nothing to compare it to, but the other day when I was filing that pretty pink color, I had all these swirl marks in it. And when I activated it, helped a little bit. It helped to kind of meld them together. But then that top coat, you couldn't even tell. So pretty. I actually love our products. The only thing is the learning curve for preserving your liquids as long as possible. Always store them upright. That helps a lot. You store them upright in a container or somewhere where they won't get knocked over or messed with, on a shelf, whatever. And that helps them. Also, keep the temperature at a reasonable rate. I mean, don't put them in your hot car and leave them in your hot car, or don't put them in your cold car and leave them like out in snow condition or anything like that. Not that you Florida people have to worry about that, but extreme temperature changes can affect them. It tried to snow here earlier, but I don't know if it's going to or not. We had a few flurries earlier. How many layers did I do? I think I did 3. Did I do 3 layers? I think, let's see, 3, then plus my, how can you tell if you're contaminated? Oh, you'll know, girl. It will either be kind of like jelly consistency, or it'll be stringy, like when you pull your brush out, it'll kind of string, or it'll just be really gloppy and weird. I usually get, I got longer out of these last ones. The one that I broke, let's see, it is, I can't see. It's right at the halfway mark, and I was doing fine with it until it broke. But honestly, I go through liquids pretty quick. I say pretty quick. I get several manis out of them, but as time is going on, I'm learning better. Just be careful not to get, specifically if you're switching your brushes from top coat to brush saver, that is when most people end up contaminating. Some of our consultants will wash and dry with soap the brushes and let them dry completely, no water on them, make sure they're completely dry. Yeah, it's gross. It's almost, I don't know, I wish I had some. I threw them all away. I had them sitting over there because I don't know, waiting to see if maybe somebody came up with a way to like revive them or something. I don't know. I had them all over there, but I threw them away. But they are gross when they get contaminated. But when you're switching your brush saver, now I've never washed mine, okay? I don't use the brush saver very often. I'm quicker to like switch out a brush than I am to do the brush saver, but I have used the brush saver, and I just take a lint-free pad that comes with the dip remover kit, you know, the little rectangle pads, and I just wipe it really, really good. Like I'll wipe it really good, and then I'll get another one and wipe it again. Don't use anything that has lint or anything like that on it. Okay, see, that's a good idea to clean your brushes. That's part of good brush care. There's a video in our VIP group, I think you probably have seen it, but it's about brush and bottle care. And that is the number 1 thing. That's going to be something I tag new customers in for sure, because good bottle care is key, bottle and brush care, because you want to preserve it as long as absolutely possible. But still, you know, you're ahead of the game because you know, getting your nails done at the salon is not cheap, and it's time consuming. So, and you can do them at 11 o'clock at night if you have it at home. Oh, you're welcome. I'll always try to explain everything, but ask me questions for sure, because I may not have explained it, or I may not have explained it well enough, or whatever. Just don't hesitate to ask any questions. But I'm bad about cleaning mine off when I put them away, but I do, if my brush starts looking, you can also tell if your brush, like if the brush fibers won't like spread out, like when you're doing that, and they want to stay like clumped together and like a little bit hard, that's a sign that it's becoming contaminated. It might be too late at that point. I don't know. I've not played with it enough to know, because obviously I don't want to purposely contaminate liquids. But yeah. Okay. I think what I've been kind of delaying because I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to do. I think I'm going to go ahead and activate and file. This has glitter in it. I'm not going to use that. This top coat has glitter in it. That's another, not top coat. Did I say this glitter has top coat in it? Is that what I said? This activator has glitter in it. Lord. That's okay. I'm about to be 50. I have excuses. Okay, I'm generous with the activator to get it to go all through all 3 layers, and then I'm going to file and buff to get it nice and even, and then I'll probably dip in the red one more time, and then I'll do glitter over the top, the waterfall, except for maybe that ring finger. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do the ring finger solid glitter, or if I'm going to do the waterfall and just kind of drizzle it over. Hey girl, thanks for joining. Dina and Dina. Look, I got both of y'all. Huh. How are you doing? How's married life? All right, yeah, I got some bumps in these that need to be worked out. So I'm going to use my coarser file. If things looked pretty good and were pretty even, I would probably just use this side of the buffing block. But I'm going to do this because some of these are a little wicked. And now that I've learned how to kind of get that really nice smooth surface and then dip again where all my color is nice and uniform, and I don't have any light spots, I don't have any weird things going on, I really like to file really good and then do that layer, and then they look so pretty. That's good to hear, girl. I remember those early days. I remember those early days for sure. How have you been otherwise? Are you still teaching? Okay, it's not hard yet. That's also a problem I had with the Flirty Flamingo, the bright pink I did last week that I posted photos of. It took forever for it to harden. And I'm not sure why. I don't know. It's starting to get hard. So I want to be sure that it gets real nice and hard before I start filing. Awesome. Are you in Polk County? I am so dehydrated. I haven't been drinking enough water lately. I wish I could tell if it was snowing out there. There's snow clouds all over the place. Yeah, still not hot enough. I was teaching online. Oh, nice. Are you excited about going back in person, or are you kind of nervous about it? I know I've heard from several people. Some are excited. Some prefer to be in person. Some are still hesitant. Oh, okay. Hillsboro. Sorry for all the drilling. Dean's putting together our cat condo. We just got a cat condo for Muffin. She's rotten. And a new scratch and post because her other one is all messed up. She gets wild and she runs at it and she flips it over, and then it's got 2 little feathers on strings, and she stripped one of the strings, so it's like 8 miles long now. It's needing replaced. Before her, we haven't had any cats for 17 years. So it's been quite an adventure. A little nervous about doing both at the same time. Oh, is it like 2 full-time gigs, or is it certain days you've got online and certain days in person? Or is it online at night and days in person? That would be a lot. Is it because they're short-staffed or anything? I know a bunch of teachers resigned all over the place, not necessarily Hillsborough, but a lot of teachers were retiring early because of the whole COVID thing. It still is not hard. What's the deal? And it can't be the Activator because it's a brand new Activator I just pulled out. I used it on my pink and whites. Any ideas, Dina Gray? What am I doing wrong? It seemed like it used to harden so fast. Is it because I have so many layers? That's probably not it, because there's only 4 layers, 3 or 4. I have no idea. I have to teach them both at the same time. Oh, wow. That would be challenging. Any of it's challenging. It's kind of weird, the world we're living in these days. Who else is with me? There's a third that isn't talking. A third person. Okay, here's a tip for y'all. Here's one way you can tell that your dip powders are uneven if you don't know. Like if you think they're good, like, because in the beginning when I first started doing it, I'm like, oh, that looks really good. And part of it is because I can't see up close very well, even with readers, because I'm nearsighted, so my vision is different than the typical 50-year-olds who has even farsightedness. You probably need readers, right? For up close. It's weird. I don't know. Anyway, you can see the shinier spots or the more red spots versus the spots where my file is going. That right there is an indicator that you've got bumpy going on. So what I do is I just very lightly, even though this is a used file, again, I'm not using a fresh file because a fresh file is going to like scrape it right off. So I'm using a very light hand with an old file, and I'm just going just all over the nail and evening up that shiny, the darker spots with the filed spots and all that. And I just keep doing that until I get a good smooth surface, everything looks good, and then we'll dip again in the red. Now I could file it and get it all nice and even and then go over it with the glitter. I don't have to dip in the red, but I'm going to just to make sure that I have good even coverage, because nothing bugs me more than seeing later on that I missed a spot where I filed too much color off and it's like shadowy looking, or God forbid you go through all the layers and you got white peeking out and all that. So, or you know, the clear color of your nail. So as a rule for me, I normally do dip in my color one more time after I file. And you can do that. You can activate, and you can, you know, decide to add more base coat and more dips. That's not a problem. I do it pretty much every time I do a manicure. I scared somebody off. My 3 counter went down to 2. But that's okay. If whoever's watching wants to be incognito, that's fine. Or if you can't respond for whatever reason. Sometimes I watch things while I'm cooking, or usually it's recipe videos or something like that, but I watch things while I'm cooking or whatever. Or like I can be watching something while I'm soaking my nails off, and of course I can't respond then because I'm in acetone. Oh, I ordered some fun Valentine's Day sequins and stickers that are supposed to be here at the end of the week. So that'll be fun for February. I'm excited about that. I also ordered me, oh, did I did ask. Y'all didn't answer me. What do you think about me changing my channel name? I have like almost 200 subscribers. I have probably 70 or 80,000 views on my videos. Where from? Oh, Amazon. Amazon. They have tons of them right now. And last year, I remember I was going to get some and I waited too long. And they were all like going to be way after Valentine's Day before they came. You think you'd leave it? I don't know. Because I'm not 40-something and fabulous anymore. I'll be 50-something. Still fabulous, though. I've asked in the YouTube community, and there's really no, like, negative effects from it. Most people change their channel name, like, altogether. Like, they may have started out doing videos related to crafts, for example, and then shifted over to cooking. So they say, they go from, like, crafting with Kathy to recipes in the kitchen with Jane or whatever. I don't know. That's just, you know, obviously they're not going to change her name, but you get what I'm saying. You go, girl, you know, fabulous and stuff. You know what? It's funny because I've never really cared what people think, especially about me. Like, I am who I am. The people who love me follow along. Those that don't fall by the wayside. That's fine. I don't put on airs. Like, what you see is what you get. Like, I am who I am, and I'm vocal, and I can be a little tough to take sometimes, and I get that. That's why I don't send friend requests on social media. That's why I let people request me, because then it's like, you asked for it. No, not really, but you get it. But I've never really cared, but there's always been a part of me that was like maybe self-conscious about certain things. And like, for one thing, makeup. I always wear makeup. Now, I do have makeup on today. Not a lot, but I do have some makeup on today. But I've gone out more without makeup in this past year to 2 years than I have my entire life. Like, I would put on makeup to go to the 7-Eleven. Not even joking. Or to the mailbox. I mean, it was crazy. So I think there's always been some insecurity there. But as I'm approaching 50, I am feeling all of that just completely disappear. Like, it's so hard to describe. When I hit 30, like just before I hit 30, I freaked out. Like, it bothered me so bad, which took me by a complete surprise. I didn't expect that. And then I can remember thinking, oh my gosh, if I'm reacting like this at 30, what am I going to be like at 40? Well, 40 didn't bother me at all. So that was kind of weird that 30 hit me so broadside and 40 just didn't even faze me. And now at 50, it's like even more so. And it's weird because I feel almost like a butterfly coming out of its cocoon. And I feel more confident. I feel more comfortable in my skin. Everything. And it's really not, I mean, you know, it's not like I've lost a ton of weight or anything. The opposite. I've actually gained weight over the past year. And I just, I don't know. It's so hard to describe. But I'm so thankful. And I'm chalking that up to 50. So I am so excited for this decade, to be honest. I am so looking forward to seeing what my 50s are going to bring. And things aren't affecting me the way they always have. That's definitely true, and I completely agree with that. But I don't feel the pressure to look a certain way or whatever. It's like with my gray hair. I'm loving my gray. It's crazy. My husband does not like it, though. I will say that. Definitely not very good. I actually forever have not been uncomfortable in my skin. And when I say that, I mean physically, I know I need to lose weight, and that bothers me. And I'm working on it, but it's so hard. Oh my gosh, it's so hard. But as far as being confident about who I am, I don't know. It has really been like a revelation to me this year. Like, and you'd think with 2020, it would be the opposite. Like, you know, 2020 was such a damper, and then turning 50, and then the gray hair, and then he does not. My husband is like one of the best men ever. Like, he showers me all the time with compliments, and he never says anything negative. Even at my largest, I was a big girl, and he never said anything at all about my weight. He never criticized anything, but he will flat out say that he does not like the gray hair. I'm wishing mine would get gray. Oh, hey girl, are you the one that was watching? Or did you just pop back on? You know, it's funny that some people don't. Like my father-in-law, he is 80 years old this year. He turned 80, or no, last year, I'm sorry. He turned 80 in March. I forget, we're in 2021. He was 81 this last March. What year is this? 2021. Yes, he turned 81 last March. And he just started graying, I'd say, in the last 5 years, maybe a little bit more. Oh, okay. You're just watching, or you're busy doing something else. You're just a watcher. That's fine. I like it when y'all chat, but I know it's a pain in the butt to type on a live video, because I don't think you can use speak to text, or at least Apple users can't. I'm pretty sure. It's easier just to watch. But yeah, I guess I'm getting an early start with the Valentine's nails. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm just ready to embrace 50. It's not phasing me in the least. But I can totally see, like, it's funny because my husband's grandmother, she, bless her heart, would say whatever crossed her mind. Her filter was completely broken. She had no filter whatsoever. And she would say things, and sometimes they could be a little bit hurtful. And people like me with thicker skin, it takes a lot to offend me, so it didn't bother me. But some people get really, really upset at things people say to them. And she was a trip, I tell ya. But I can totally see that now. Like, as I'm aging, I'm starting to see that you say what you want. Now I need to order some Valentine's stuff. I know, and I ordered way too much. I actually ordered almost $40 worth of stickers and sequins, which I'll send you a message. Send me a message in a little bit and remind me. But there were 3 different packs that I really liked, and I've got a bump where that break was, y'all. Hold on. I've got to really kind of baby this one, because if you can see straight across there, that's where that break was. See how far it, not this spot here, but this one here. It was all the way down in the quick, and I am so thankful. Oh, awesome. I'm doing mine every other week, just on Mondays, for this Manny Monday deal. I just thought it would be fun. I love chatting with you guys, so... and of course sharing the tips and tricks I've learned. You use polygel though, right? Not dip powder. So it's different, right? Polygel is more like a thick nail polish, isn't it? I really don't know anything about polygel. So at least I'm not too early. If you already did your first Valentine's set, I'm not too early. This is not really a Valentine's set. It's just red with the red glitter. So technically it's not a Valentine's Day set, but I'm sure Friday when I get my stickers and stuff, I'm going to want to put them on there. Polygel and gel polish. If I remember right, polygel is that really thick gel that the nail techs use for putting chrome on top of, right? Am I right about that? It's like almost like... molasses. It's like super, super, super thick. Not the color of molasses, but just like really, really syrupy and thick. I would think I'd have a hard time using that, but I don't know. Or is polygel the stuff you put on the fake nail and like press onto your nail and then you let it dry and then you pop the form off? Maybe that's what you're talking about. You should do a video. Okay, that's what I thought. I had a nail tech that used that stuff to do chrome, or she had like these, they weren't chrome, they were shiny like chrome, but not real chromey. They were more like, it was It was the stuff she rubbed on with like an eyeshadow applicator thing. And it didn't get shiny like chrome, but it was kind of the same type consistency of that stuff. Oh, gotcha. Okay, but you have to use a light, right? Doesn't that take like a UV light? Even when I was going to the nail shop, I used to wonder if that could cause cancer on your fingers, but I've never heard anybody getting cancer because of that, but I don't know. I always hated having to dry polish. That drove me crazy. Chrome powder, I have that too. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, UV LED might be different than just UV. I don't know. Okay, that's all nice and it feels nice and smooth. Is that your dad or your pa? That was me, and that's why I was surprised. Like, I kind of, when I ordered this dip kit, I thought, this is going to be a waste of money because I'm not going to be able to use it. Because I can't paint. I used to always say that I paint like a 5-year-old. And it's me kind of being a little facetious, but not. Like, I am a bad polish painter. And I'm really impatient. I can't stand to wait for it to dry. That drives me crazy. The only time I've ever, well, I'd say the only time I've ever had any luck with polish was Sally Hansen's 60-second dry, which it does dry fast, but I would get it all over me still. The day before I wrecked my car, Greg was driving and we were sitting somewhere and I was doing my nails and I ended up getting all over the dang car, like all over my dashboard and stuff. Like, I don't even know how I did that. It's horrible. Yeah, that's how this is. This dries by itself, actually. No light necessary in probably 30 seconds. I don't know, 15 to 30 seconds. The top coat. And even when you dip the dip powder in, that dries really fast too. Like, I could paint it on, dip in the powder, and then just a few seconds later, I could brush it, like a few seconds later, I could brush it off and then dip again that fast. So I'm loving it. I'm loving not having to go to the salon and pay the prices. Oh my gosh. Keeping your nails up is not cheap, but that was always, like, my hair was never my thing. Like, I have friends that go to the hair salon every 6 weeks and get their hair done, and they pay like $80 to $100 every time or something. And I've never been one like that. In fact, there's been times my husband's trimmed my hair. Like, I don't even go to the salon to get it done. My husband trims it at the ends. But I am going to get a super fun cut for my 50th birthday. I haven't decided if I'm going the day before my 50th or the day of my 50th. I may go the day of, because I also ordered some fun shirts that say 50, and I may just make that a Penny day. Well, Penny and Dean day. He would end up going with me. Maybe we go lunch somewhere fun, and I get a rockin' hairstyle. It's going to be very drastic too. It's going to be very different from what I have now. So I'm super excited. Was that your daddy?
It was.
Oh. You should have told him to jump on here with me.
He wanted to know how to save his ticket to Apple Wallet.
What ticket?
His jazz ticket.
Oh. I was like, plane ticket? Where's he going? Oh, wow. See, I've gone over a year without a cut as well. Maybe close to 2 years. I don't really remember, but I know it's been over a year. And I haven't colored since last February. I was hoping to be grown out by this point, but I'm not. I'm nowhere near. And actually, it looks like I've colored my hair lighter, but I was using violet black was the hair color, and the sun did this to the black. Isn't it weird? The sun lightened the crap out of it. I was actually almost blonde over the summer. It was really light because I was outside every day. I am so thirsty too. Gosh, I can't. I seem to shake it. But like I say, my husband does not like the gray hair. But I told him, I said, I'm meant to be gray or I wouldn't be gray, you know. And I'm so sick of coloring. I actually did let it grow out last 2015. I let it grow out in 2015, and I got my hair cut kind of short to cut all the color off. And I was gray and brown, like salt and pepper almost, more pepper than salt. And he didn't like it, so I went back to color because I told him I'm done coloring. That was, you know, back in 2015. I told him I was done coloring, but he really didn't like it. So I said, okay, I'll color for a little while longer. I let it go for several months, and then I said, you know what, I'll color, but I don't know how much longer. And so then with COVID and everybody not being able to go to the salons, a bunch of people kind of got on board with the whole gray movement, and so that's when I decided. Which I don't get my hair colored at the salon. I do it out of a box. I had one period of time where I would get highlights, and I would go about every 6 or 8 weeks to get those done, and it was so pricey. But I did love it, you know. But there's just so many things the money can go for than coloring my hair. And honestly, if I didn't have gray, I would never have been coloring in the first place because I started graying when I was 20. Well, 19 actually, 19. But like I say, I am going to get a fun cut for my 50th. I need to make the appointment so I have it for that day. And I'll wear my fun shirt. I'll probably do some crazy nails. I need little 5s and 0s to put on my nails. That would be fun. All right, so I don't know if I want to do the glitter over this or not. I love this color so much. I'll be 53 in February and I have one gray hair. Oh my gosh. It's curly as heck too in my... Really? So that means... And I'm part of a group of ladies going gray, and there have been a couple that the texture of their hair completely changed. They went from either straight to curly or curly to straight. And that's interesting to me how that happens. Like, I don't know. That's obviously some kind of hormone issue, I would think. So maybe you'll be curly. I don't know if you're like me. I have bored straight hair, and I would love to have curly hair. I have several friends that have curly, wavy hair, and they straighten it every day. And I'm like, really? But I guess if I had curly hair, I'd probably want straight hair. Huh, interesting. Well, mine's super soft. And I'm loving the color of it so far. But it's going to look totally different once it's fully grown out. What, baby?
She seems to be liking her condo.
Is she in it? Is she on the top?
Yeah.
Take some pictures of her.
Put her up there.
Is she looking out the window?
She was, and then I started fiddling with the ball thing, and she started playing with it.
Oh. I hope she uses it. It's going to make me mad if she don't.
I'll say that. She won't use it.
Mine is baby fine and thin. You're talking about your regular hair, not the gray. The gray is coarse and curly, and your regular hair is thin and baby fine. That's interesting. Mine is curly, but not curly enough, so I usually straighten it. Now, see? Oh, how cute is she? What'd you do with the table?
It's in the same place. I just moved it so I could put the condo there.
See Muffin in our cat condo?
See, there's the table right there.
I wish I could have found a taller one. That does not look like 53 inches tall, does it?
It is, yeah.
Oh.
It's nearly up to my neck at the very top.
Dina, I'm trying to remember. It seems like your hair... I'm trying to remember back to school. It seems like your hair was wavy but not curly. Did you straighten it all the way back in like junior high and stuff? She's so spoiled, it's ridiculous. I need one of those for my room too, actually. She spends a lot of time in my room, especially in the mornings. All right, so I don't know whether to do another coat of red or... Okay, well, I know I'm going to do this nail with the ruby red, so let's do that at least, and then I'll decide what I'm doing. Her is ruined. She's spoiled rotten. Okay, now I'll show you. Do I have the right stuff? Yes.
No. Hold on.
Okay, real quick. That's what it would look like with top coat. Should I do the glitter waterfall over it? Or should I just put top coat on? What do y'all think? Tell me what you think. Were y'all able to see it that quick? I had to do it quick before the top coat, before the base coat started drying. So I didn't have a whole lot of time. I'm just mushing it down a little bit.
The last thing you need is more places to sharpen your claws.
When you say all glitter, do you mean like all glitter like this, or just drizzle it over the red? I think this is too much. What do y'all think? I mean, it's gorgeous, and that's what my husband said he wanted. What do you think? I don't know. Since he said, let me show you really quick what it looks like to waterfall it over. You don't get the real gist of it though till I do top coat. But let me do waterfall over this one. I prefer to dip with fake nails. Instead of my hang on, I gotta get some on the very tip. I missed the tip altogether. Oh, too much. Crap, I'm gonna have to file that off. Let me see if I can brush it off really quick. Too thick on the ends. You can't really tell, can ya? Let me clear coat it. All right, let me do top coat on both these nails. Actually, this one I'm gonna have to do clear coat and so I can file it. It's a little bit bumpy. And I want to smooth it out. See, that's kind of what it'll look like with the top coat on it. I got glitter all over my base coat brush. Nothing up here to clean it with. Okay, let me find something to clean my brush off with. I got my lint-free pads. Oh, glitter on the ring finger, waterfall on the wrist. Okay. I mean, it'll still give hubby the illusion of that whole glittery whatever. Oh, what am I doing? I was trying to remember what I was doing. I'm going to clean this brush off. See, this right here is what I would do when I switch it out to the brush saver. Just clean it off really good and then switch them out. All right, let's waterfall them. Waterfall, and then I'm going to dip in clear. What I do in my clear? It's right here in front of me. All right. So here, I'm going to apply base coat all over that nail. Capping my ends. I'm going to get my little scoop, and I'm just going to gently sprinkle, and then I'm going to dip in clear. And then we'll get this one. I love this red. It's called Frankly I Don't Give a Damn, and it's the best red ever as far as red. I have one on the way called Aloha, and it looked red too online, but then I saw a girl do it on her nails, and it actually looks like almost like a fire orange. It's so pretty. Can't wait to see that in person. Okay, and in my clear we go. So that's what I got going on. I haven't brushed any of them off yet. I'm letting them be sure that they dry really good. Which I'll brush this one off when I'm done so you can see how quickly that it does dry. And then clear. And then I can brush right off. I do it lightly if I do it immediately just to make sure. I got a little bump in it there. Okay, and by doing the clear over it, I'm able to file a little bit to get any bumps out. I didn't think I'd like a little, so I haven't ordered it. I'll show it to you when I get it. I'll do a swatch. These colors are surprising me so much I may need to order. I know, it's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, there was several that I didn't care for a whole lot, but if you know me, I have to have like everything right now. So I was ordering like a crazy person when I first got started. So I've ordered colors I haven't even opened yet, haven't even used. Some of them I'll use like at the springtime, summer, fall colors that I ordered late. We rolled right into Christmas, so I didn't get to do much fall stuff. But it's crazy, some of the colors. Like I have been floored. Sangria Sparkle was one of them. Did you get that one? Sangria Sparkle is like almost the color. It's a little bit lighter than Mulberry Madness, but it's got the purple glitter in it, and it is so freaking gorgeous. And I couldn't believe how pretty. I've got pictures on my timeline of when I did it. I'll see if I can find it and tag you in it if you don't have it or haven't seen it. And I actually didn't do too bad. You know, I usually have to like go around my skin and like break my skin away from the dips. I didn't have to do that this time, because I pretty much didn't get any on my skin, so that's pretty awesome. Oh, you have it, so so I don't need to tell you. It's so amazing, though. I couldn't believe how pretty it was. Several colors like that have surprised the mess out of me. I did get a little bit on my skin of the pinky, but that was it. Okay, now I'm going to activate, so I'm going to go in with my activator. This is what hardens our dip powders, is the activator. And it's pretty quick usually. It's been taking a little bit longer lately. I don't know if it's the cooler weather. I mean, my house stays the same temp, so I don't know. It could be like the particular powder and how much of certain ingredients are in it, because you know, like I said, the brighter colors and the darker colors all take more pigment than the lighter ones do to actually make the color. So that could have something to do with it too. I don't know. But you can tell. You can touch them right away. Okay. It's getting hard. It clicks like dry nail polish would. So if it makes kind of like more of a thud sound, it's not dry yet. If it clicks like it does when your nail polish is all dry, or whatever top coat you have on, that's what you're going for. So pretty much hard. I'm going to go through with one more layer of activator, just because they recommend 2 layers. That actually fills in any places you could have missed, or and it's actually pretty thin out towards the tip of that pointer finger, so I may actually need to dip in clear one more time. All the other ones look pretty good, but that one is really thin. And of course, the longer they are, the less strength they have, especially if they're thin. This one has a little bump in it I'm going to have to file out. All right, so that's all done. It's not quite as hard as I want it, but hear it? I was just seeing if my regular nails made the same sound. So I'm just going to let it harden a little bit more. You also want to make sure your activator is really dry. That's one of the things that can contaminate your top coat, is your activator being wet and then going over your nail with your top coat. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure that that activator is dry. There's a lot of consultants that actually take an alcohol pad, or what else do they use? Some will go wash their hands with, I don't remember if they use the Dawn dishwashing liquid just on naked nails, or if they do the Dawn dishwashing liquid with the activator, or if they just use regular soap. I don't remember, but some of them will wash their hands. Some use alcohol pad. I don't do either. I just make sure it's dry. Okay, sounds nice and hard. Can you tell? All right, so I'm just gonna, you know what? I don't know if my clear is thick enough. It is not. I can feel the glitter. So I'm actually going to go over with one more time with, I'm going to file just a little bit, and then I'm going to do base coat. I think I'm already filing the color off some of my glitter. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to just go in with base coat and do clear again. Should have done 2 layers of clear anyway. There's a learning tip for you. 2 layers of clear over the glitter, because 1 layer is usually not enough. And I'll be honest, I don't always do clear over my glitter, because what I do, like if I'm doing a glitter color, like just glitter, I will go in and file it. Like I'll activate and then I'll file it, and I don't worry about the color coming off my glitters. I actually file it and get it as smooth as I want, and then I'll dip one last time in glitter again, so that covers everything, and it gives me that really nice smooth surface. And it doesn't matter that I activated. I'll just have to activate again. My all glitter nail, for some reason, feels pretty, pretty good. Like, it feels pretty covered. I'm still going to do a layer of clear anyway. Oh, look at there, I made a bump. I went in too fast. So I'm pressing it down with my nail, with my finger, to hopefully press most of that bump out of there, and then I'll file it. I know what I did. I jammed my finger down in there too fast. You've got to go at a 45-degree angle and go kind of slow. But my container is almost empty, so I thought I was okay, and I jammed it in there too fast, and that pushed my base coat back a little bit and created that little bump. So that's what I did wrong there. And then let's see if I can kind of compensate for that bump, so I don't have to do as much filing. Okay, now I'm gonna brush it all off. The first time I did this, I freaked out because I thought, oh my gosh, they're not gonna be pretty and shiny. But that clear coat really does go clear, and it allows the beautiful color to shine through just with no problem. Okay, yeah, that came out really good. This one's still bumpy, so I'm gonna have to file that a little bit. But I have to activate first, so let's... I should have dipped in glitter again because I can totally see silver. It just, what it does is it files the color right off the glitter pieces. And obviously if you're doing silver, it's not gonna matter, but when you're using a color like red, so I may have to do the glitter again. My goal was to clean up my craft / nail room / office too this weekend, and I didn't get around to it. Okay, I got a big bump in my glitter finger, my ring finger. Okay, so okay, that feels much better. I can't really feel any glitter through the clear coat, so that gave me pretty good coverage. I am so thirsty today. I keep saying that, I know. All right, so I'm getting close to being done here. I'm just looking to see which ones need filing and where. Again, I'm just using a really light hand with an old file so that I don't file off too much of that clear coat and get down to the glitter. You can really tell it here. See how that, I've got that band of like color right through there? That's because there's a bump there. And I haven't gotten down and filed any of the clear coat, okay? In that little area. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just going over that really lightly until I get down to that area and can smooth it out. And then I'll know that my nail is completely smooth. Also filing back towards the cuticle, filing the whole nail, not just that bump, but the whole thing. then I have a bump on this one. I saw that. And it's really easy once you know what you're doing, what you want to look for and stuff. I mean, some bumps you may not necessarily be able to see. Again, I'm going really light with the old 180/100 or 100/180 rather grit file. I would not use a new one. I would use my buffing block first before I so it's best to rough up a new file just because the coarseness is really coarse on these. Okay, see how it's pretty much all like, what's the word for it? White? I don't know. That's because I've got a really good layer, a really good smooth surface there. There's no like, doesn't look like any glitters peeking through and stuff. I'm going back to this one really quick. Okay, now feeling it, it feels smooth. Looking at it, it looks pretty smooth. It looks almost completely smooth. Even though I still have that little band a little bit, it's not too bad. I just don't want to get all the way through the clear and file off the color off that glitter. This is really good for young girls' nails too. Like, we all know that kids, they're rough, you know, like they play outside and stuff and their polish chips off really easy. This does not chip. This is hard like acrylic, which is why I love it so much, because I was digging in the yard this summer with no problems at all. No breakage, no chipping, no messing up my manicure at all. And it would go for 2 weeks with no problem, 2 weeks plus. Okay, this one, I still haven't decided if I'm gonna re-dip this one. I'm gonna go ahead and do top coat. If I change my mind, I can always file it down later and do it. It's not that hard. You would simply file off your top coat really well, and then you would do, like once you file it down really good and make it nice and smooth, you brush off the excess. You don't want any powder going into your base coat or anything like that. Then you would brush the base coat on and then dip in whatever color you want. I could do it in the red and then do the waterfall after the fact. Dip it in the red, then brush it off, do a base coat, do the waterfall, and then dip in clear, just like what I did. I can do that later, so not a big deal. I don't have to take the whole nail off. I can just file down to get that top coat off and then dip. You don't have to take the whole nail off. You can go right over what you already have. So that's the cool thing too. If there are any errors or any problems, if you find any bumps or anything like that, you can always file those down, and then just you know, wipe off all the residue off of your nail with your little kabuki brush, and then base coat and dip as many times as you need to, and then you're gonna activate, file and buff, activate again, and then top coat. And it's that simple. It sounds like a lot, but it's super fast to make a repair. And that's one thing I love too, is that you don't have to take them off. You can do a color change anytime you want. I've done that a few times. Very flexible. So I just finished filing, so now I'm gonna go in with Activator again. And I'm gonna finish up this hand because I'm gonna get off here and then finish and do my left hand off camera. I know it looks like I'm doing my right hand with my left hand, but I'm not. I'm doing my left hand with my right hand because it's a mirror image. Okay, so now I'm done with my Activator. I'm gonna do this hand completely finished. Okay, here's what it looks like as of now. No top coat, so it's not real shiny yet. Nice and hard. And then my top coat. Oh, I was hoping this would. I want to show you this little tip. Let me see if this top coat is. Oh, that's Activator. Let's see if either of these are glued shut. Nope. Of course not. Because I want to show you something. So it's not. Our brush, that's big. Oh, I don't have anything else to show you. Dang it. Okay. Well, basically, if you were to ever like unscrew this and the white part was to come off, but the brush was to be stuck to the bottle, the top of the brush was to be stuck to the bottle and the brush was to be still inside the bottle, all you got to do is set this back down on top of it. You don't close it up, just set it down and then back and forth like that, and it will break the seal. And then screw it back down, and that pushes that brush head back up into your into the white piece, and then unscrew it. So that is one cool thing that I don't think any other dip powder companies, at least that's what I was told like a year ago, that no other dip powder companies actually have removable brushes, but ours do. So we have replacement brushes where you can replace a brush if it gets messed up or anything like that. But yeah, good bottle care, that good bottle care video I have in the VIP group is, and anybody can be invited to the VIP group. You just have to let me know. I don't add people to groups without them requesting it. So if you want to be added, you can be added. But there's a bottle care video in there that is very helpful that shows you proper bottle care to help eliminate your bottle getting glued shut. Because that can happen where that piece gets stuck and this white piece comes off by itself, so you have to kind of like play around with it. But this base coat right here, let me take it out of the baggie so I can show you. It actually got completely glued shut, and twice I had to have my husband or son, well, it might have been my son both times, I don't know. He had to open it for me. One time I think he had to run it under hot water to get it loose. Well, the next time, they were both out in the garage, so I was fighting with it, and I was turning it really hard, and the whole thing broke off. See that? We had one consultant that was holding the bottle, and she was trying to twist it off, and she actually crushed the bottle and actually sliced her hand. So you've got to be very careful. That's where taking good care of the threads and cleaning them really well before you put your liquids up is a very good idea. I have to say I don't do that. I should, because it literally only takes seconds. But anyway, that bottle care video is in there. If you want to be out of the VIP group, you can, and then I can tag you in that video if you want. But that's the only accident I've ever had with a bottle doing that. So fortunately, it's not it's not a normal problem. But the brush sometimes does pop off and you have to like pop it loose and screw it back down to get it back up in there and stuff. And I always do 2 top coats because usually the one top coat, it's shiny, but it kind of soaks in a bit and it gets a little bit dull. So 2 top coats is definitely what you want to do. And I'll show you the difference. Hi, Bubby.
Look at her.
Aw. Is she liking it?
She seems to.
Is she still sitting in it?
There's Muffin sitting up there.
We just got her a new cat condo.
Yeah, she seems to be liking it, so that's good.
So let me know if you have any questions. I'm getting ready to sign off, but I'm glad to answer any questions. In fact, I'll stay on if anybody has questions. Or you can message me, or you can comment on the video later, and I will see it, and I will answer you. I've been loving this because I love that I can do it at my convenience. I love it that if I have a break, if I happen to have a break, I've not had that many experiences with breaks and problems, but if I do have a problem, I can come right here and fix it. It literally takes me 5 minutes. I don't have to drive to a salon, make an appointment to get it fixed, all that jazz. Of course, I rarely have breaks because, you know, we took measures to be sure to get the acrylic like it needed to be or whatever, and the strength that I need and stuff. I should have turned my light on in here. That probably would have helped. Okay, there's one coat. You can see. Hey, girl. Hey. Aw, it's okay. You can watch it. You can watch it anytime because I'm gonna upload it to YouTube also. And I actually I did my soak off separately. I didn't do it as part of this Facebook Live. But I'm going to actually paste that to the YouTube link. So I'll send you the YouTube link once I get them pasted together and edited like they need to be and uploaded. I'll send you the link to those. So this is just with one coat. I don't know if you can tell better with the light on or not. The light is not actually right over me. There's one on each side over here and it's not right over me. So, and then I did full glitter on this one and I just did waterfall over this one. I did Frankly I Don't Give a Damn, which is a solid red. And then I did waterfall glitter over it just to give it some sparkle. And it actually comes out, I think, really nice. I think with solid glitter, it's a lot. And then with the waterfall, it's just enough. I'll take some pictures and try to get it to where you can tell. But I really like it. I really like it. I am live right now. You didn't know? Do you see the red box over there that says live? Because it's not there if I'm not live. So if you see that live red box, it is currently live. And you can see that before you click on the video. But I'm glad you were able to join before I signed off. Even if it's just for a minute, I'm going to do my second top coat. And I'm going to check back in a second. I want to show you how fast it dries for those of you who've never used this. This is one of my favorite things. Not quite dry. It's one of my favorite things about our system is how fast everything dries. I hate dry time. I hate waiting for things to dry. I'm very impatient like that. And of course, once I get up from here, I'll go to the bathroom and clean up around my cuticle area. But I am going to put on cuticle oil and show you how pretty our cuticle oil makes. Okay, there's coat number 2. I'm not sure if you can tell difference on screen or not. You do see it now. The, what? See what? I say so much and then a comment comes through and I don't remember what I said. I hate that. Okay, this is already starting to harden. I can also see some swirl marks where I did my filing, so I'm going to do one more top coat on this one. I don't like to see swirl marks. Still a little bit. Gosh, I'm so thirsty. I can't. I'm not drinking enough. What'd she do?
She's sleeping in her condo.
Oh, I'm so glad. We just got our new cat condo.
She's sleeping in it. Or on it.
I soaked off my 3 broken ones last night and I'm going to do a color change on the rest. My sister is a licensed cosmetologist and she was home visiting this weekend. She gave me some excellent pointers about color changes and backups. Feel free to pass on those tips. I do fills every now and then, but most of the time I soak mine off and do a fresh set because for one thing, for me, they normally look better and it takes forever to file off the color. I do have an electric file, but I really don't love it. So manually filing. Now, if I'm watching TV, I'll sit in there and file until I file the color off, and then I'll, you know, dip when I get a chance. But most of the time, I just do a whole new set. It's easier. And if I wasn't doing the Mani Monday every other week, I would be going probably at least 3 weeks, maybe 4, before I did fills. That one's not dry yet. Okay, these are all dry. Nope, that one had a wet spot in it. I don't know why it's taking longer to dry than normal. It normally doesn't take this long, and if I had not touched it, I'd have been fine. And really, you can't really notice it. And blowing on them does help if you don't get any, like if you don't get any spit. You know, sometimes when you blow, you can spit a little bit. I'm doing one more coat because it's soaking into that. I just touched my finger to my skin and it stuck. This is what happens when you're not a professional. Cause more work for yourself. That one, I'm gonna do this one more time too. Just because it's not as shiny as I want it to be. Okay. Yes, and actually, yes, definitely you want any natural nail, like in a fill, or if your whole nail is naked, or if you've got tips on, you want to use primer on your natural nail. Yours comes with primer, correct? Some type of dehydrator. Something I read I was going to tell you. Oh, these right here, let me find what I did with it. My little manicure set. Oh, here it is, covered up with a napkin. We actually sell these on our website. I think it's a 12-piece manicure set. We have all the different colors. When I bought mine, this was the only color they had. So my trimmers, I think, are supposed to go over here actually. But this right here is a cuticle nipper. This is good for any lifting that you have at the back, to stick it underneath and like pop it off. It helps to get like right down to your nail and where you can get all that lifts. I learned that from nail techs doing my nails. Most nail techs, if you have lifting with acrylic, this is what they'll use to nip it off. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Use a dehydrator that I got from Sally's with my gel. Oh, gotcha. With the nail polish, okay. So is your nail polish colored, or is that like your top coat? Yeah, these are, we sell these on our site, $12. I'm actually going to get another one to go upstairs because I had bought some manicure sets from Dollar Tree forever ago. And two of them, like I had 2 of them up there. And the same week, I was using just regular nail clippers. It was like a 4-piece deal. It was like one of these little scraper thingies, nail clippers, and like 2 more things. Tweezers, I think, was one of them, and a file, you know, one of the cheap files or whatever, you know, just a plain file. But anyway, I had 2 nail clippers break in the same week, and I'd had them for years. So I'm like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. So I'm actually going to order one to go upstairs for us to use, because my husband always wants me to do his nails and his toenails and stuff. So there, we got it. It's Frankly I Don't Give a Damn with Ruby Red Slippers Glitter. And then I did just the, well, I did I did layers of red underneath this, but I also went over it with ruby red, so it's a solid ruby red slippers, whereas this is waterfall method. So it just gives it a little bit. Yeah, we actually have several accessories. I think all of our accessories are very reasonably priced. My little manicure dipping tray for French is $5. Our files are like $2 and $3 depending on what kind. I mean, I feel like our accessories are really reasonably priced, and that's one reason I love the company too, is because they're not out there charging out the yin yang for things. You know, they're very competitive. In fact, the before we sold the tip nippers, like the that you use to clip off your fake nails down to the length, nail clipper, whatever you want to call it, but it's actually made for fake nails. And I think I paid $5.50 or $6.50 off Amazon, and I believe ours are $5.50. So very, very reasonably priced in my opinion. So I love it. So there we go. I'm going to actually do some of our flower cuticle oil. Again, I'm going to say, Candace, you can relate to this. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Since using essential oils for so many years, I'm very sensitive to fake florally or fake perfumey smells. They give me a headache right away. I can't stand them. I'm very sensitive to the way it smells and the effects of it. And so when I bought the kit that came with the flower cuticle oil, I actually sold it to a customer because I'm like, oh, I definitely don't want no florally cuticle oil in my life. So I would use our Cuticle Pens, which are, the one I use is strawberry scented. Most of them are a nice smell anyway. It's not something that gives me a headache, which I was very surprised of, to be honest, because anything like that does. But one of our consultants said that this was a game changer. So I said, well, I really need to try it then. And I'm really glad I did, because there is no floral smell to it at all. There's, I just thought, there's actually no smell at all. I can't really smell anything. I thought because it had a pretty flower in it that it was going to smell florally, and it does not. And that's a real flower, by the way. I found that out like 2 days ago. It's a real flower. So I'm loving this stuff, and you can see how shiny my cuticles are. So love it. And then well, okay. Anyway, that's the second time my husband called me, and he don't usually call me twice in a row, so I'm gonna have to go. But there we go. That's my left hand that I did with my right. Even though it looks like my right hand in the camera, it is actually my left. Yes, I love it. I was very surprised because I really didn't think I'd be able to use it. And like I say, because it had a flower in it, I just automatically thought it was floral scented. So I was very glad to find out that it was not. Our owners went through extensive research. They actually did a lot of research into our products and stuff before they settled on the companies that would be manufacturing things for them. And that's another thing I'm very thankful of, because they didn't just run out and go to the lowest bidder or whatever. They actually found really good, sustainable products. So that was super awesome. But I'm glad y'all hung out with me. I'm gonna go do my other hand and call my hubby back and see what's going on, because it's not like him to call me twice in a row. If I don't answer, he usually calls me later. So thanks for hanging out. Let me know if you have any questions. Send me a private message, comment below, whatever you need to do. Let me know, and however I can help you, I'll help you. Okay, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Mark your calendars for next Manny Monday, 2 weeks from today. I don't know what the date is. I think it's the 25th is next week. Right? Today's the 18th. 25th. 31. Be February 1st. February 1st, so I'll plan some fun. I'll also do the giveaway drawings that day. So be watching for details about the giveaways, and then I'll do the drawing that day while I'm live. That'll be fun. Okay.